get the same. Before I die, they gon' know the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only care for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous. You know what's up? You know what's up? You pretend, living a lie, you know the game. You know what's up?
We going crazy, we at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get swayzy. I just got off of the jet and I cry. I win in a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Sharek, Timmer, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Who's you benching? I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping a rock. I'ma go hard, I ain't killing them soft. I'm up in the hills, I feel like I'm Lauren, you ready or not? I like who got businesses, I'm CEO of mine. 1980 Prezi Rolly, we been working overtime. The witness, the police, the pigs, I don't eat swine. Son of Jacob.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we kick off the new year with an NFC North matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Cook. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Well, there was plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener, and they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in week 3 and then Chicago in week 5. Off the play fake, Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game, and I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. Throwing is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
So that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football? Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut him down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate.
A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Cook again. And he's got room. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Tavon Austin now from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll go again to Jones. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Snap comes at 1. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call. Okay, so roughing the passer, I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is a unit that's depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the delay, Jones. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
And there was one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have the Packers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a 1st down. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
A check down here to Jones.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Aaron Jones.
A 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Play action now. Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Cousins now.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
They're on the 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins.
And this one too low.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
So the failure
to connect on second down. That leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw, Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. The Vikings send out their punter. Back deep is Tavon Austin. .158 left to play till we hit halftime. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And that one is now a 2-touchdown advantage for the Cardinals. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They got to put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3rd and 15.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So in one play, you've lost an amount of yardage that our stat guy is still totaling up. Now, there are mess-ups, and there are mess-ups. I think this falls in the latter category.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. First down, here's Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now an end around as Cousins will just pop this forward. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like
under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Ready to get their next drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On play action, Rodgers drops it to Jones in the flat. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
DJ Rodham got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback.
Pressure can come from all over when we're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
A tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down.
He's going to get this to Austin, complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
And they're on the 31-yard line.
Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Play fake. Cousins. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And it's a fumble, and the Packers pick it up. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And that one coming on his opening carry of the season. Do you give him a mulligan?
You would like to? But this game counts. If this were preseason, he'd get a mulligan. But this is for real, so not expecting that at all. Got to find a way to take care of it. I'm sure he'll get other opportunities.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, here's Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jair Alexander. The 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. So that a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the 3rd quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball game instead of being in a position to win.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Crosby on now to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
At the 21-yard line.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now it's the backup, Newton. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Newton on first down. That is caught by Thielen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Vikings. So it's now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a one-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
The Vikings will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll try and run it, but he will not get into the end zone. And that one hurts as it will remain a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, third down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Austin brings in the quick throw. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. So a good grab there. And here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
On play action, now Rodgers. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And that'll be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
It's going to be a jet sweep. Newton bats it forward. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Cam to throw. Completes this to Jefferson.
And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the 1st by a few yards. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Newton.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4th-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Here's Newton.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better?
And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jets sweep to start the drive. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Back to throw, Rodgers. Being chased out left. He'll let it fly for Austin. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover. And it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. This was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Packers, hey, you get...
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, 'cause